Tonight, it's time for the Big Grand Comedy Show. Are you ready for laughter? Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your host, Mr. Tony Dino. Good evening. That was me doing the offstage, by the way. So, just to dispel some of the showbiz, does he have someone back there? Hello, we all well? Yeah. Here we are. Saturday night. We're in Lancaster. You're going to have a lovely time, by the way. You're going to find the next 6 hours are just... we do. For those that have been before, because I do this show twice a year. I bring 4 famous comedians with me. Like tonight, it's got Lost Voice guy, Arthur Smith, Glenn Will, Shazzy, and there's all these are amazing. I know you're mostly excited to see me because all them you can see on TV, but me. Just live. So there you go. But I do it twice. So I did it twice last year. Who's been to this show before? Who came last year? Who's it your first time to the Big Grand Comedy Show? They sound happier, don't they? They sound a lot more. Oh, we'll grind that out of you. Don't you worry about that, people. So that's great. So I love it. So, well, thanks for coming. It's pretty. We've got mostly a full house. We've got about 300 of you in tonight, which is very exciting. So we're full down here. I can't even see if there's. Are there people up there? Hello, people up there? Oh yeah, they've got no clothes on. Look at that. This is the Lancaster Dogging Society, and that's actually good to have you in all the way up there. We've even got a roll box. Hello, ladies. Look at that, that's very in character. Look at that, you can't buy class. Can you see that they've actually got Burger King paper crowns on everyone? You can't, so whereabouts in Morecambe do you girls live? Well, where are you from, ladies? Heathsham. I stand corrected. Look at that, it's double ply. Look at that, look at that. Booth's doing crowns, that's ace, right? Heathsham, very good, look at that. Well, who else is from Heathsham? You're near the power station, you are. Six fingers. Come on, Heathsham, excellent stuff. And it's great. And I do apologise, Morecambe, right? Because I do like Morecambe. It's nice, you've got lovely chips. And so, is there some Morecambe people? You want to talk? God bless you. You sound so depressed. Honestly, you're all right. It's all right, Morecambe. It's all well. Like, has anyone seen? Because obviously I watched the documentary with Tyson Fury this year. Do you see Tyson on the front? Spotting seagulls and shit. He's like training all the time with like 12 kids running behind him. That's amazing. Wow. That's incredible. And what about front row? Like you guys are amazing. Where's the front row from? Let's have it. We'll start with you. Look at that is the gayest yellow top I have seen ever in my time. You're absolutely full. Are you expecting to get run over this evening? Look, that is incredible. How bright are you? He's brought his boyfriend. Look at this. This is ace. I'll do the jokes, no beds. Look at this. I'm taking the piss out of you, right? Look at that. That is an ace, Tommy. What's your name, fella? Neil. Neil, everyone say hello to Neil. Hello. Where's Neil from?
Preston.
You have to think about that for a minute. Where'd you park your caravan, Neil? That's what we're asking. Hey, Preston, that's it. That's my hometown. That's where I'm from. Hello, Preston people. Hey. It's just Neil. Right, okay, 1, 2, 3. A couple more Preston. We've got Preston over here. A few more Prestons. A little bit of Preston, but you're trying to get a bit of breeding. I understand. Look at that, right? So do you know Neil as well? Do you know Neil? Neil, you guys could share I'm driving up because the last train back to Preston left Tuesday, didn't he? It's like so nothing like that one. So what? Whereabouts are you? Do you live in Preston now? Not anymore. This is ace. This is like Jeremy Kyle. What do you do? What happens, right? Go on. Where do you live now then?
I now live
in Levens. Never heard of it. What street? Main Street. Look at that. I didn't get a win. Look at that. Okay. Well done. So it's good to well done for leaving Preston and all that. Yeah, Preston's all right. It's all right. I haven't lived back in Preston for a long time because I left in my late teens because I went to university. I went over to Yorkshire way. I went to Leeds for university. Come on. Leeds is all right now, right? You know, because I was gigging there for weeks ago. It's got a logo now. The 670, see big sign goes Leeds, live it, love it. How was that? Leeds, live it, love it. Bradford, leave it. But Leeds is looking all right now. Right? So I did law there, and then I've been doing comedy 18 years. I used to be a solicitor before I did this, which is which I mean, I know you're looking at me going, you did. I did, right? I gave it up to do this because who wants to earn £200 an hour? I can earn that in a week now, so Preston Goats, come on, look at that. So now I'm down in Manchester. Great, but the way I ended up in Preston, that my family did, because I was born out in Spain. My dad's Spanish, right? But he moved to Preston in the late 60s because he got a job. Basically, loads of Spaniards moved to Preston, right? He worked in an Italian restaurant called. Thanks. Someone just laughing at jobs there. Look at that. It's great. Altogether not at all tonight, fella. That's how we're doing after. No, he did because there's Pinocchio's in the centre, and it was genuinely there was loads of Spaniards who worked there because it was an Italian restaurant, but like Lancashire folk back in the 60s didn't know the difference between Spaniards and Italians. So it's proper authentic here, isn't it? So he did that, and then we stayed in Preston because he got a job at British Aerospace. Everybody, look at that. That's where he worked for. Worked night shifts as well, and he worked there like a long time. Like he's retired now though. This is my dad shows off, right? He's got 3 houses in Preston now, right? In Avon, in the sense he shows off. Right? He's not like he's English. He goes, hey, you know, I have living in one of my house, some aliens. What do you think that's like that? It's pronounced Somalians. Genuinely, so he worked night shifts. Anyone here work night shifts? We got any night shift workers? Good, worker. That she's at work now. Lazy cow. Look at that. Oh, working from home. Look at that. What do you do? What do you do night shift? Excellent. That was great. Lovely there. Is anyone? Go on. What is it? What? Stacking shells for a living. Fantastic. Keeping us. Well done. Yeah. Let's hear it for. No, listen. They're all booths here. They're all booths. So that's not going to get. No, good on you. Stacking shells. My dad used to work 9 in the evening till 5 o'clock in the morning. And like, I work 9 till 1:30 and I'm knackered, right? So, respect to you, right? And he did, right? So, one story when I was a kid. Now, I was about 7 at the time, so I don't actually know if it was true, right? But he got back from proper night shift, right? 5 o'clock in the morning, he got home. Now, we had in our back garden, we had a dog. Now, this is the funny bit, but my mum used to call it Achilles, right? Because she used to got Achilles heel, right? Both stop that, right? And there was a fence next to the neighbour's garden. They had a rabbit in a hutch. My Spanish dad, got home from work, right, and he found the dog. They buried underneath the fence. Got into next to the neighbour's garden, come back into our garden, and it had the rabbit in its mouth. And he's like, and my dad, it's like 5 in the morning when I was home. He gets the rabbit. He goes into the kitchen, washes it up, resets the bone, and he just thinks, right, I'll just put it back in the hutch like that, no problem. Fix the fence. So the next thing, my mum's like, she's like, Mariana, have you heard? He goes, I hear nothing. She's like, the kids next door, they destroyed it. He goes, that's terrible, tell me why. Well, their rabbit, it died 3 days ago, they buried it. It turned up in the hutch again. Proper old school Catholic, my dad as well, right? He's on Lent. He's big on Lent. I've given up. Who's given up anything for Lent? I mean, fashion, but. Yeah, come on. Go on, someone must have given up something for Lent. We're right in the middle. Anyone going to buy anything? Come on.
Comedy.
Well, that's excellent. You've come to the right place. Excellent. I got that right. It's brilliant. Well, nobody does it anymore. Like, so we and so I'm sure we've got some vegetarians in, haven't we? You've eaten them all. That's fantastic. Well, I encourage you. I'm going to eat no meat for them because, like, there's all it's better for your health. Things like red meat stays in your system for up to 3 months. Green meat leaves it immediately. But it is, it takes that first week. That's where you really, your cravings start. Because I felt properly addicted. I used them patches, salami. I told that. It was in Sheffield. Right, he came out to me, he said, have you really given up something? I said, yeah. He goes, are you Catholic? I went, yeah, right. He goes, what about gay sex? I said, it's a lovely offer. I'm on him live, look at that. So this is amazing. We're gonna have a bloody lovely time tonight, honestly. There's a lot to celebrate here, isn't in Lancaster and Heysham and Morecambe and even Preston. You even allow people from Preston to come for the night. Are you guys staying over? How are you getting home? Drive. Oh, fantastic. And you, wherever you live, Narnia or wherever that is, you'll be fine. You've got a chauffeur, haven't you? That's fine. So we're going to have, honestly, it's going to be a great hour. We're going to have 2 acts in the first section. We've got Glenmore, then we've got Shazzy and Mirza, and then we're going to have a break, and then it's genuinely going to be a great night. Can you feel it, people? Yeah. I don't want to sound too buggers, but can you feel it? Yeah. Can you feel it? Yeah. We've got a lot to celebrate. But now, before I bring on the first, is anyone celebrating anything? I'm going to put that out. Have we got any birthdays? Any living? That's excellent. Look at that. How's life going in? Well, I'm breathing. Other than that, not much going on. As in cost of living, is that what you're celebrating? Well, of course, you've got a bit more money. You've all got a lot of cash now. The budget was out a couple of days ago. Come on, who's spending the national insurance contribution now? Come on. Bloody living. Well done. No, you're absolutely right to celebrate living because we've been through the pandemic. It's now a distant memory, and you're all survived. I had it 3 times. Who had COVID? Hands up if you've had COVID, right? Look at that. There we go. Right, that's it. Keep your hands up if you've still got it. It's in. Right. Security in the tank top at the front. Take the shots. Take the hits. Right. We got through it though, didn't it? Like, because it was. I had it genuinely 3 times. Now, I wouldn't say the worst virus I ever had, right? Because I do these shows abroad, right? I do all the, like the screws, do like, a hotel. I love the bloody British tourist maker, right? If you could rustle your crisps a little bit more, that'd be absolutely fun. Heckled by a fucking packet at the front here. Crack on, son. Crisps. Look at that. Is that? What have you having? Walkers, knickknacks, what have you got? Oh, it's Hannibal, I do apologise. Look at that. Well, that makes me look a twat now, doesn't it? Sweets after all. He's not even managed to open it, has he? He was like that. Come on. It'd be funny if though actually turned out, it turns out she's diabetic and you're alive, so look at that. Just like, it's an emergency, that bastard, look at that. You get out of dialysis machine, that's it. That's it, no, crack on, dude. Are they open now? Have they opened? Not open. I'm going to give them a moment. They are open. Excellent. Who wants a sweet? Anyone? Come on, do you want some? Your Majesty? Go on, chuck her one. What do you want? So it is like I've been doing a lot with the British holiday makers, and they tell you what, since the pandemic, right? Because the worst virus I ever caught was doing one of these hotel, a TUI hotel back in 2018. I went out to Rhodes. Anyone been to Greece? Rhodes? It's all right. It's beautiful out there. I like the Greek accent. This is my favourite example of the Greek accent. This is how beautiful is this, right? We were coming back. You go over. There's 2 comedians at the time, and I was with another comedian called Junior Simpson, and we come back from the airport, and there's a Greek lady and this this ham and cheese panini, and he said to this Greek lady, he said, "Oh, sorry, love, could you heat it?" And she went, "No, you're heated." How cute is that, right? So what I did, and I caught back in the day, I caught norovirus out there, which was an old school virus. Do you remember norovirus? We look back with nostalgia to that one, don't we? Look at that. That was one that didn't shut everything down. But that was a bad fight. That was that got me. If you've not had it, this is vomiting and diarrhea at the same time. Honestly, it was that bad you couldn't even trust a fart. Honestly, I was in this hotel, I was yawning. I was like, oh no. I was horrified, man. That's with the people in the jacuzzi. Just like, you animal. Look at that. So it is. So we're back up, and we should, like you were saying, friend, we should celebrate life. We celebrate that. We've all been, because it's all back, theatre's back on, Ollie's back up about 2:30. Who's been on holiday? I bet a few of you have been on a package holiday. Who's been somewhere nice this year? Bloody hell, look at that. What are you on about? You've been to Preston, guys. You should have shown them. Someone, come on. Who's been somewhere? What about you, Haribo? Come on. Life's sweet for you, isn't it? Look at that, right? Where have you been this year? Nowhere. Look at you. I'm not an HMRC investigator. Nowhere. I've been nowhere. I don't know who I am, because I'm going out to these hotels. Northerners love it more than any other area in the country. I'm genuine. I get on these TUI flights. So it's all flipping. Because Northerners love a bargain. Because they land in the hotel. You can see it out of the line. Can I just check? Are you telling me I can have as much as I want? And you see people like, if I have enough here, I'm going to come out with a profit. And so you know which ones are from the north, right? You look on the buffet queue, they're stretching before meals, right? So I'm like, I've got this company, It is Northerners, honestly. Genuinely, because I remember there was one guy from Malta years ago. You could tell it was his first package. He got too excited. He came with this hotel out in Ibiza or something, and he's showing his entire family. He's like, right, Sean, come here and let your old man show you how to do a buffet. Right, come here and put rice back, put rice back. And his wife's there, he's went, Sandra, that were a big plate. Well done, but you can have more. Remember, come on. You're eating for two. Someone's like, oh, is she pregnant? No, schizophrenic. Come on. Beautiful. Get yourself on a package holiday. Honestly, it's great. Honestly, it's great. Because other nations, like the Americans meet on holiday, and they all like, they'll show off. They're like, hey, they say where they're from. They say like, hi, I'm Kenny. I'm from Florida. Like Brits, all Brits do when they first meet each other. They just go like this. Just go like, how much you pay for this? Instant bond. Instant bloody bond. That's it. I love it. Well done, Haribo. I appreciate that, right? You listen, I want you to be getting out. Also, get out your thermos next, right? And just what's your name, by the way, friend? What's your name? What? James. Where are you from, James? Morecambe. Excellent. Are you from the tourist boards? Good on you, James. Well, fantastic. What took you to Morecambe? Are you from Morecambe? Like, you've grown up there? You've grown up here. Fantastic. Excellent stuff. And you just never managed to leave. Well done, James. And is this your partner? Is this the one you're finishing with sweets? Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. That's a relief for everybody, isn't it? So you're not giving out sweets at the front, and it's all right, still legitimate. And how long have you two been together?
Only a few months.
Oh, it's few. Oh, look, ladies and gentlemen, here they've got the internet. They've got the internet down there. Look at this. How many swipes from that was he? Bloody hell! Look at that. How did you meet? Go on. How did you meet? Met through friends at a local. Fantastic, that is it. Look at that, that's it. Well, you know what? It's refreshing to see people meeting through the old school, because most people meet online now. It used to be people meet at work. I remember, who was it? It was in something like Hull. That was it. I was in Hull, and I was like, who met the partner? Where one bloke was like, I did, mate. I said, wonderful. Where'd you work? He goes, I work in a morgue. And he was like, I work there as well. I thought, thank goodness for that, love. Thank goodness. before, so a couple of months in, so he must have, well, we've just had Valentine's, must have, what did he, I mean, he must have got you at least a couple of refreshers. No, this guy, look at that. What did you do romantic for you Nothing, excellent, right, so you're catch up now. He's not very romantic. He's only given into it, the audience heckle themselves, like, alright. You're not very romantic, mate.
We have booked a holiday then.
They've booked an holiday, that's it. What I like with that is that you do all the talking, he just stirs like that, Where are you going? Turkey, fantastic. Look at that. I can see you want to get that hairline sorted. I see you there. Look at that. That's why he's growing it here. Fucking stick that on. Stick that on. You've got a few more years in you, mate. Look at that. Because you are significantly older than her. I can tell that. Is it? How old is it? How old is he? Because you won't tell me. She'll tell me everything. She'll give it all. How old is he?
32. I'm 35.
You're only 32? Come on, listen, we're going to have to have a whip around, get this guy some vegetables. 32, you've gone grey. How did that happen? Have you had a fright? Have you seen his top? Is that what it is? 32, that's incredible. There's no joke at the end of that, it's just, I mean, I hope you're Benjamin Button, and that's all I know. The other way, because you've already he's had a midlife crisis already. Incredible. Like, what happened? Just went great. Look at that. Right, fantastic. Well, there we go. Right, he's a keeper. Honestly, I'll get married soon, right, before he dies. Have you got an house? Marry him to a sweetheart. Absolutely 5 years is all you have to stick with. Honestly, you've got. Amazing. Right, let's do it. We're going to be on. So we've got Glenn Goldman and Shazzy Mercer. Are we ready for our first act, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. We're going to do this. Right, you old bastard in the front. Right, here we go. Right, we're going to do it. What's your name? Mike? Is it Mike? It's Mike. James. Is that all right? James. You've got a lot on my mind at the moment, alright? James. Right. James, you can do this, James, right? I want you to, when I'm going to point at you, James, I want you to just stand up. You might have to take a minute. with your knees, I understand, James, right? If you could help him up, right? And I want to go, alright, come on then, Lancaster, let us do this, right? Let's party like it's, just basically, I want you to start the clapping, James, that's all you need to do. Go, come on, Lancaster, start the clapping, chuck them some sweets, just chuck them some, a couple of marshmallows, and then we'll bring on Glenn Wolf, right? Do you reckon you can do this, James? Yeah. He can do it, everybody. Watch this, James, he's going to absolutely smash this. 3, 2, 1, get it started. Come on, Lancaster!
Hello. Let's see, my name's Glenn. I'm originally from Canada. Thank you. Boy, was that a British response to that little nugget of information. Just the whole room looked at it and went, we don't give a fuck. I live over here now, though, if that makes any difference. Moved here for love. There you go, 4 people like that. Just 4 more than the Canadian response. I can see the demand in your eyes now, though. You're like, well, who is she, Glenn? Who's this temptress that dragged you through the sea? Describe it to us in great detail. But I will. She's a vision. She's beautiful. She's a flight attendant that grew up on a farm in Essex. Yeah. Sexually, that's a lot of bases covered. Think about it, man. She's traveled the world, she's learned things, she's picked things up. She's like a jet set Kama Sutra. But she's also got that agricultural background. Where you know that at any moment, if none of that fancy shit's working, she's also strong enough to hold you down by the neck and jerk you off into a bucket. Telling you, Lancaster, you have not lived! Till you heard your own hot squirt hit Tim. Love when a crowd gets a joke and an idea at the same time. See all the dudes in here adjusting their birthday wish lists. What would you like for your special day, honey? I need a bucket. I need a bucket and a milkmaid's outfit. I don't care what you wear. Those are good, man. I like the look of you. Oh. Fucking old, man. I've lost a little since. When I peaked at my height, I was 290 pounds. That's a lot. That's more than I'm getting for this gig. I got fatter than my wage. That's a husky boy. I am, man. I like looking on. I see there's some other old people in here. Graybeards, mature. You'll understand what I'm going through in life. Get kicked in the dick by the aging process. I can't hear shit anymore. People say a sentence to me, I understand one, maybe two words clearly. And the rest, I just guess. I guess based on the words that I understood and the probability of what the other ones would be, and that ain't no way to live, Lancaster! So I went to the doctor, I told him my symptoms, and he was like, well, you need hearing aids. And I was like, I don't need to hear of it, I know what it is. My cousin was gay in the 80s, I know what it is. How long have I got? My favorite thing about that joke is not everyone gets it yet. And you know what the real tragedy is? The ones that don't probably just didn't hear it correctly. It's tough when you lose your hearing, man. It illuminates the past in ways that you wouldn't understand until it happens. Because I used to think, if I made a joke in public and somebody didn't laugh, it's because my street preacher truths were too much for their tiny minds to digest. And now I realize, no, they'd probably still hear me. And the one that shines back. This was a few years ago. I was sent by my wife to the grocery store to very randomly purchase a box of fish fingers and a carton of tampons. Now, it's an odd set of purchases, so I decided to break the ice with a little bit of humor. I put both my items down, I looked at the cashier, and I said, I hope she doesn't screw it up this time. It's a funny joke, but she gave me nothing. Just crossed her arms and judged me. difficult to be understood, and not all of it's physical hearing based. Some of it is generational, because I'm in a mixed generation marriage. I'm Generation X, my wife's a millennial, and I'm not proud of that, but I'm proud of that. Good. And it works, except the only thing with that age gap is sometimes when we are texting conversations back and forth, because my wife is a millennial, for no reason whatsoever, she will quite often break into acronyms. And I'm just like, would you use the whole sentence? Well, you're not being charged by the letter. Is there any reason we're trying to hide our dinner plans from the Nazis? I mean, break out the Enigma machine to figure out what icy me means. You ever had icy me? Yeah. In case you missed it. That's what the acronym for. I know, I had to Google it. It felt old. It was like the BTW situation. I don't know, BTW. I'm like, what do you want, a sandwich? BTW. Anybody know what BTW is? Oh, shit. By the way. Wow. Only for you. I didn't know. And now I feel judged by the younger members of the audience. You're all looking at me because I don't know your fucking acronyms. Well, they're not obvious. And I'm not dumb for not knowing them. Even a genius would have trouble with millennial acronyms. Like in the 1940s, if you walked up to Alan Turing and just went, LGBTQ+. You reckon he'd crack that code? I mean, it's Turing, he probably would. It's the 40s, so he'd have to be coy about it. Who, me? No, I just came in for a tinkle. Good, you got that one. That's the audience tester right there. If you can get that one, you can get anything. You like genius humor? Jokes about geniuses? Yeah? Lancaster? All right. But Albert Einstein, that's an easier one to get. More people know about him. You guys like Einstein? One of the smartest goddamn scientists ever to come out of anywhere. Very best. Brilliant, brilliant man. Yeah. At the office, he was all like, time is relative. But in the bedroom, he was like, it's relative time! I don't know if you know, but he married his cousin. One of the best scientists ever did something that dumb. Like, way to ensure your kids aren't going into the family business. Hey, Dad! How come we can't help out with any of the equations? I don't know. Why don't you ask your Aunt Mother? I thought you were going to be a brilliant mathematician with all the extra fingers and toes. You'd be a very solid base. And I don't have to Google every acronym if that's what you're thinking, if you're still stuck on that. Sometimes it's obvious. Like, what the hell else could it be? Like the other day, I broke wind so loudly. I managed to wake our sleeping baby from 2 rooms away. You'd think my wife would have been upset by that, but no, almost immediately she texted me, F, S. I thought that was really mature, to send me a fantastic fart salute. It's just tough, man. It's tough to be understood. My kids don't understand me. I write jokes for them. Jokes that they can get if they make a half a fucking effort. Yeah, I got a 6-year-old who loves Toy Story. What kid doesn't? Walked by and pulled his Toy Story toys in his arms. I said, be careful. Last time I had a Woody and a Buzz, your mom got pregnant. You guys are so divided right now. That's the worst round of applause I've ever been a part of. Somebody started clapping and others looked at her until she stopped. What are you doing? This is not the time nor place for that. Down here for the staring season. It's a good joke. You can clap at those. That's okay. It's nice. It was good. I mean, you've all seen the film, and then I put both the lead characters in the punchline. My God, comedy was the winner. But you don't even know the full story. The backgrounds, the honesty behind it. It makes it palatable to the masses, and that is a true story. Me and his mother had a lockdown baby. That's the saddest reaction I've ever seen that get. Do you know anywhere else on the planet, if the performers procreated and take the time to tell the audience, you gotta stop? Because people like to honor it with a little positivity, not fucking Lancaster. Just all I heard was the crunch of a potato chip. And the rest of you going, what'd you do that for, Glenn? Stupid! Stupid idea! Because not only did you refuse to clap for a baby, the thought of a beautiful baby did nothing for your ice-hearted souls. You also refused to clap for a lockdown baby. No! No! You can't act human now when I told you how to do it! You sociopaths! He said, is this what a human would do in this situation? Now, your first reaction was the real one. You refused to clap for a lockdown baby. The most romantic generation that's ever gonna walk the planet. Every child, a product of lockdown, was a product of pure love. Two people caged together in a boat, 2003. With eyes only for each other. There was no one-night stands in the lockdown unless you slithered out of the back gate like a dog. Every child born of lockdown was born of love. Stronger than British steel! And that's how we're going to dress it up in the future. But the real story's darker. And more perverted. We're gonna have to wait for COVID to turn 19 before we tell her why she's actually named that. Because the actual truth, the one we won't mention at dinner parties, is that yes, lust played a role. But the real reason we emerged from lockdown with a beautiful infant in our arms, and it was very hard to masturbate in a house that your spouse never left. There was only so many times you could go up to the loft. Check on the Christmas decorations. And you're going up again, are you, Glenn? Yeah, I am. Found a box that was mislabeled. It's full of decorations. We're 8 months out from the big day, and I do not want to get caught flat-footed. So the only thing you can do, and I mean the only thing, is provide me the privacy I require, because you're untrained. You go up there, one or both of us would be severely injured in the melee. what do you need an iPad? Because you need an iPad! That's all you need to know! So in the end, I had to masturbate the old-fashioned way. By fucking my wife! That's how they used to do it. Back in olden times. And she used to masturbate inside their partners. That's why their families were so big. I liked it. I felt a connection to history. I felt like a farmer from the 1700s, pragmatically seducing his wife. Come, Eunice! It's Saturday night, you've had your sherry. I've placed the children under the bed. It's now time to increase the brood. I take no pleasure in this. But harvest is coming. We will need more hands. Oh, come, woman, come. Come. Lie on your back, flip your legs in the air and wiggle. For Ezekiel will mount and seed you. How many people here have kids? It's so sad. And just indicative of society on a whole. Like a room full of breeding age adults. How many of you have kids? 3 of you. And it's the same kid. Well, the ones who did have kids, I don't know if you had the same thing I did. First day I found out my wife was pregnant the very first time, and I'm not a religious man, but I just sort of found religion that day. I'm not saying which God's real, you gotta figure that out for yourself, but one of those little fuckers is. I just felt it, I felt a presence, and it was this miracle. There was no life, then there was life. I was just sort of amazed by it all, and I don't mind telling you as such. And then I watched what a woman actually goes through during 9 months of pregnancy. I was like, okay, there's no God. There's no God, and it's better if there's no God, because if there is a God, he's a dick. You talk about the gender pay gap. Why don't you talk about the gender pain gap when it comes to pregnancy? Because that is far greater. It's unbelievable. My job as a man during pregnancy, I showed up on the first night a little drunk. I had some fleshy machinations with my lady wife. And then my face went boom. And a pleasant burst of joy went through my body. And I went, and then I was done. My legacy insured. I could stay, I could go. Obviously, I stayed. My wife, on the other hand, had 9 months of swelling, bloating, bits of her hair fell out. She got hives. She didn't even get a pleasant burst on the first night. I was a bit drunk. You're telling me if there's a God behind that he's not a dickhead? I mean, like, somebody's hurt him. He has to be spoken to. It's just fucking wrong what happens in pregnancy, and that's just sort of the emotional part. I'll take you right down to the science. The irrefutable science! And that is, do you know that 800 million of my sperm can fit their heads through my urethra? At the same time. 800 million of them. All at once. Where the average infant skull is 8 times larger than the female vagina. That's irrefutable. You cannot argue that. You're telling me if there is a God behind that he's not an Andrew Tate fan? Yeah. You guys have been fun tonight. Got a good show lined up for you. I have to drive back to I drove a very long way to be here tonight. And then I had to drive some more because I wasn't here yet. You guys have been fun. I'm not sure how much of this has been appropriate, but nothing is appropriate. It's so hard to gauge. Like Kate Moss is the new spokesperson for Diet Coke. Is that appropriate? I mean, I guess if there's two things she's an expert in. Folks, enjoy the rest of your show. I'll be glad to take a break.
What a great act. The shirt's a bit loud, but you know, there we go. So, right, it's time for your second act of the first section. Are we ready? Yeah. James, are you ready? Yeah. Great. She's doing after three. She's amazing, and you're gonna absolutely love her. So let's bring her stage. 1, 2, 3, start clapping, everybody! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Shazia Mirza!
Good evening, Wembley! Good evening! This is not Wembley, isn't it? The Lancaster Ground. They've all been here. Tess O'Connor, Leo Sayer, me. It's so nice to be here, everyone. I can't see anyone, but it looks like very posh on the front row. Is this the Guardian reading section here? I don't mind Guardian readers, but they never really come to laugh, do they? No. They come to learn. They sit there like that. Go, yes, yes, it's very interesting, isn't it? But I think I'll laugh when I get home. You'll probably go to the pub tomorrow and go, do you know what? I saw Amit Jalili last night. She was absolutely fantastic. So everyone, very nice to be here. My name is Shazia Mirza. I hope I said that correctly. No, please don't be offended if I've got that wrong. I'm not used to pronouncing foreign names since Brexit. I once did a gig in Northern Ireland actually where they thought that some of the letters in my name were silent. I was introduced as Shaver Minzad. Shaver Minzad sounds like a Pakistani hair removal product. I wasn't offended, I didn't kill anybody, nobody got murdered. A few days later I was walking down the street and this man came up to me and said, I love your work, Malala. I thought, yeah, that's right. Any brown woman who's doing anything now is either Mindy Kaling or Malala. I just take it now. I say, yes, that's me. Got shot in the head, now telling jokes. It's going really well. Sometimes I even bake cakes on Channel 4. Yes. We're all the same woman, aren't we? My God, the BBC are running with that one, aren't they? They're like, we've got one. It's a proper one. Headscarf, smiley face, bakes cakes, lovely white cakes, Victoria sponge, none of that halal banana bread. Let's put her on everything. One minute she's baking cakes, I'm signing for the Queen. Next minute she's presenting mental health programmes. She'll read in the news next week on Channel 4. Oh, they've already got one. Listen, everybody, I don't want people to be offended this evening, you know, because it is now a new British national pastime now, being offended, you know, along with queuing and tutting. Everybody is offended, you know. Some people are offended and they don't know why. Some people are offended on other people's behalf. Some people are offended because other people are not offended enough. And some people are offended because they just want someone to write to. Everyone is offended, nobody knows what. I mean, offended on someone else's behalf. That's like going to A&E because your neighbour fell off the ladder. Look, it is your right to be offended, and it is my right to offend you. I have to say that I'm not easily offended pandemic, but before the pandemic, I went to this meeting at the BBC with this white man. Ooh, white man. Oh, it's all this audience. White men, they're fucked now, aren't they? I don't know why you bothered coming out tonight, sir. There's absolutely nothing here for you anymore. No one gives a shit what you have to say. No one cares about your opinions. You can't get on the BBC. When was the last time you saw a white man on the BBC? 1954. Where are they? I miss them. I miss that diversity. But you've always got Hugh Edwards. I mean, that was one good thing about the pandemic, is that a lot of them died. Just lesbians laughing there. Welcome. Just remember, it's a comedy show, yeah? It says it there, just in case you forget. And they're not coming back. You know how these white men always try and make a comeback? Not this time. They are dead. Under the patio. Gone. Well, you know, it has to be this way, really, because, you know, when I was growing up in Birmingham, I'm from Birmingham originally. There are people in from Birmingham? They never sound happy, do they? You from Birmingham? Whereabouts in Birmingham are you from? Okay. Hey? King's Norton. That's very nice now. Used to be a dump. Very nice now. I'm from Birmingham as well. Obviously, I don't live there anymore because I'm doing well. I don't know why people are ashamed to say they're from Birmingham. It looks quite nice now that it's finished. And I'm from the posh part. It's called Bangladesh. And the thing is, though, you know what? It has to be this way, you know, on TV. Because when I was growing up, nobody on TV ever looked like me. My dad always used to say to me, hurry up, get downstairs. Trevor is on the TV. Because Trevor MacDonald was the closest thing to an Asian woman at the time. I grew up thinking I was a black man. I was at this meeting at the BBC with this old white man. Have any old white men in? Any old white men? How old are you, sir?
52.
52? Is that all? How's your work? Don't have fucking minds. Any older than 52? Yes, how old? 64? Not long left now. The thing is, old white men are the worst, you know, because they have been oldest and whitest for longest. I'm at this meeting at the BBC, which was about comedy, and all of a sudden this man, he said to me, "Can you cook?" I thought, my God, it's turned into a fucking date. Can you cook? I was so taken aback, I said yes. He said, what do you cook? Muslim food. Muslim food? What's that? Nando's? Kebabish? Halal fish and chips? He just looked at my face, put me together with some food and made it Muslim food. I thought, when have you ever heard anyone say, do you fancy going out for a Muslim? Well, I never said anything, you know, because I don't like to offend, you know. Now, you know, we've been through hard times, haven't we? We had, like, you know, the pandemic. Now we've got the cost of living crisis, not in here, but out there. I mean, in the rest of Lancaster, they can't get avocados. And, you know, you've got to find things to do, otherwise you just sit at home getting bored and depressed. I mean, really, what have I been doing for the past 3 years, you know? I mean, either of reverted back to my teenage years now. I've started shoplifting again. Just the essentials, you know, eyeliners, avocados, cocoa pops. And I only shoplift from certain shops, you know, Waitrose, M&S, you know, all the ones I'm boycotting at the moment. And the thing is, you've got to find things to do, otherwise you just get depressed. Listen, you lesbians, you need to really catch up with the rest of this lot. You can't be laughing out a tune like that. Is that the special needs section? It's very mixed stability in here tonight, isn't it? Keep up with this lot. You've got to find things to do. Really, what have I been doing for the past 3 years apart from sitting on the settee in my pyjamas, fingering myself, whilst watching documentaries on Ted Bundy? Now, these serial killer documentaries, fuck me. I mean, once you've watched one, you've got to watch them all. Because you realise, by God, these men are real. It's like, they're normal men, the plumber, you know, the electrician, him next door with the blue Ford Cortina. I mean, women watch these documentaries, you know, for the information and the education, so we know what the fuck you're up to. I watch documentaries on all the world's most dangerous men, you know, Fred West, Harold Shipman, Prince Andrew. You know what, honey? This is so weird, because I actually know the royal family. I've actually met nearly all of them. Anybody met anybody in the royal family? Anybody? No? No? We're in the Lancaster ground, which I'm sure there's some people in here that have met somebody in the royal family. Anybody? Do you have any people?
Not anymore.
Yes? Who have you met? Who? Prince who? Edward. Is that the horse? Right, anybody more relevant than Prince Edward? Yes? Who have you met?
The King and Lady Di.
Oh, you met Lady Di. Now we're talking. Yeah? Lady Di, did you speak to her?
Yes.
Why did you meet her?
They came to my passing out parade in the army.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. What the fuck was that? Don't pretend you give a shit, okay? If you were in America, you would have got a standing ovation. But we're in Lancaster, no one gives a fuck. Oh, why did you even bother? The English are shit, aren't they? Yes, I class myself in that. I actually, this is true. I actually met the Queen. I met the Queen 3 times. It's quite a lot, really, isn't it? She didn't realise she'd met me before. She probably thought I was really Henry. It's very surreal when you meet the Queen, isn't it? I mean, because you know what? I've grown up with this woman all my life. This woman was on the back of my money. I licked this woman's head on stamps every day. I had friends that had snorted cocaine through this woman. And now I actually got to meet her. And you know what? There's a perception that the Queen talked like this. It's true, she really did talk like this. I was standing in line to meet her. I put my hand out to shake her hand and she went, "And what do you do?" And for some reason, I got really nervous. And I started talking like that as well. She said, "And what do you do?" I went, "I'm a comedian." And I felt my Birmingham accent going up 3 social registers. At one point, I actually said, "Yeah." And everybody turned around and looked at me like even we don't say "yeah." The minute I realised this, I ended the sentence with "it is." And Prince Philip went, "Isn't it?" I I said it is. But I didn't know what the fuck we were talking about. But you know, when you're going to meet the Queen, you don't really think you're going to talk to her. 3 times I met her, 3 times I had a really long conversation with her. Well, it was about 5 minutes, but it felt like 5 hours. It was like chatting to an old woman at a bus stop. But when she said to me, and what do you do? What I really wanted to say to her was, did you kill Diana? But I thought, I can't. I'll never be able to drive through the Blackwall Tunnel again. We all know what happened, don't we? Diana was having a Muslim baby, the Queen killed her, Philip was driving the car. Then, towards the end of her life, she felt really bad about what she'd done, so she thought, you know what, let's just let a black person in. Let's just let a black person in. So they let Meghan in temporarily, who stabbed her in the back and robbed her of her grandson. Well, it's not a real grandson. I watched that Harry and Meghan. They need to shut the fuck up now, though, don't they? I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, my God, if this was an Asian family, they'd be dead by now. What, going around the world slagging off your mother-in-law? There would have been a few other killings happened by now. I watched that Harry and Meghan interview, you know, the first one they did with Oprah. And in that interview, Meghan complained that somebody in the royal family had complained about the baby's skin colour. Listen, I met the Queen a few times. I knew her a bit. And I don't think the Queen's main concern was the baby's skin colour. I think it was the ginger afros. And that crown was not going to sit properly. Because I've met the Queen a few times, you know, I thought that was such an honour, such a privilege. 3 times, I thought that was quite a lot. So I went to see her lying in state. Did anybody go and see her lying in state? You met Lady Di, did you go and see her lying in state?
No, I was busy about that.
It wasn't just one day that you could go and see her. There was about 7 days when you could go and see her. That's the thing with all the British people. We love meeting the royal family, but when they die, no one gives a fuck, do they? I actually queued for 13 hours, unlike Holly and Phil. Yeah, we don't like queue pushers in this country, do we? Look what happened to them when they pushed the queue. They lost their jobs, they got death threats. Don't ever push in the fucking queue. We love an orderly line in this country. We love queuing, don't we? Don't push the queue. I queued for 13 hours. It was quite moving, really, how people express grief towards people they've never met, towards people they think they know, towards celebrities, people like that. You know, as we were approaching the coffin, I mean, there was an old man behind me, crying hysterically. And you know what, I didn't know whether to put my arm around him and console him and ask him if he was okay. As we approached the coffin, people were doing very strange things. Some people were making the sign of the cross, some people were bowing, some people were curtsying. As we approached the coffin, I thought, my God, I'm Muslim. What should I do? So I did everything. Made the sign of the cross, bowed, curtsied. Allah! And that's when they threw me out. I don't know why they threw me out. She was dead anyway. Now, before you know I did comedy, I used to be a teacher. Do we have any teachers in here? Any teachers? Any teachers? Yes, what subject do you teach? You're a primary school teacher? Aww. Do you have any proper teachers here? Primary school teachers, they're a fucking waste of time. Let's draw a house. Oh my God, it's 3:30. Sit on the mat. No, end of term, end of term. You know, I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. I need 96 weeks holiday because they didn't play with the Lego and this really stressed me out. Why are you in your own royal box up there? What have you done to deserve that? Did you? How much did you pay? £5, is that all? It's a good view up there, isn't it? How much did you pay altogether? 20 quid? What a fucking bargain. 20 quid to sit in the royal box there. Primary school teaching. You must be loaded. You got a hat on? Is it your birthday? As I said earlier, there are fucking ways to time these days. Why are you sitting with a crown on? It's not really a royal box. It was not a prerequisite to dress up as the Queen to sit in there. That's the kind of knobhead thing primary school teachers do. I've never heard anything like it. You dressed up to sit in the royal box, for which you paid a £5 extra. This is the state of education in Britain. This is why they all leave primary school and end up in Belmarsh. We have any proper teachers in? Any proper teachers? Maths? Yes? What subjects, please? You're not double. What makes you think that was better than that? Really? Are you a fucking lesbian? That's the biggest waste of time. Have you seen how many fat kids we've got in this country? You're doing a shit job. Anybody teach anything, actually? Anything? Maths, English, science, anything useful? No, nothing. I used to teach science. That's teaching. Yes, I used to teach science. I mean, this is easy. Everybody's facing in the right direction. No one's tried to stab me. I used to teach science to 16-year-old boys in Tower Hamlets in London. That's teaching. Yes? I used to teach these boys, you might have watched documentaries about them, these boys who wear their trousers round their knees and wear a belt with them to hold them up, with their pants showing. Have you seen this? Don't you sometimes just want to run after these boys and just rip those pants down? That's why I don't teach anymore. These boys that were rough. They were 16, but they looked about 25. They used to say to me things like, God, miss, you're fit you are. I used to think, so are you. But I don't think the judge is going to see it that way. And at parents' evening, which was more like singles night, I would say to the parents, you're Dylan, he's doing quite well. They'd go, who's Dylan? I'd say, it's your son, they'd go, with him, you haven't seen him for a while. I used to teach in a school, this is true, down the road from where Shamima Begum went to school. You must know Shamima Begum. If you read The Guardian, you will definitely know Shamima Begum. Because The Guardian is the secret diary of Shamima Begum, aged 22 3/4. You must know Shamima Begum. She left Britain to go and join ISIS in Syria a few years ago. And now she wants to come back now, because she's realised it's not Ibiza. And we all know why she went, don't we? Because of a deep-seated hatred for the godless imperial oppression of the West and all it stands for? No. She went for the cock. Yeah, you laugh. I mean, you won't read about this in The Guardian because the West likes to intellectualise everything and say it's something to do with religion or politics. It's not. It's cock. No teenager leaves a civilised country to go to a war zone, leaving behind Nando's and Facebook for religion and politics. They go for the cock. And these ISIS men, as barbaric as they are, you have to admit, some of them are hot. They're macho, they're hairy, they've got hairs coming up here, they've got hairs coming out of it, they're men. Men. What's happened to men these days? As women have got stronger, men are just diluted and withered away. What are you? What are you? How do you identify? Do you even understand the fucking question? What's your pronouns, sir? Yes? Why are you asking me? I'm asking you. I don't know, I've never met you before. What are you? What are your pronouns? Okay, if that's what you say. I don't know. Here, yes? What are you, sir? See, the thing is, these days, I mean, whatever you say, I have to accept it anyway, no matter how bonkers it is. If you say you're a cat, I've got to accept that, haven't I? The thing is, these days, people are scared to get it wrong. People, they just don't know. They're scared to get it wrong. They don't want to offend people. They don't want to look stupid. I mean, about 6 months ago, somebody said to me, what are your pronouns? To be honest, I didn't really know. I just said, if and when. But these ISIS men, they're proper men, they're men. You know, like Bradley Cooper, Idris Elba, Trump. And these girls have seen these men and they thought, oh, look at the beard on that. And they've gone over there for some halal cock. And these girls come from Bethnal Green. Have you been to Bethnal Green? No? There's a shortage of decent cock. Have you not heard of the 2015 Bethnal Green cock drought? These girls, they got caught up in it. And now they want to come back now. They can't come back because Sajid Javid, who was their Home Secretary at the time, revoked her passport, making her stateless, so she could never come back. But what she did, you know what? I mean, it was really stupid, it was un-British, it was un-Islamic, it was just a really stupid thing to do. But you know what? She was horny. And people, they do stupid things when they're horny, don't they? Tiger Woods, horny. Bill Clinton, horny. Camilla Parker Bowles, really fucking horny. And you know, actually what she did was nothing new, because women have always been attracted to barbaric men. Like the ultra-ripper Peter Sutcliffe used to get letters from women every day asking him to marry them. Charles Bronson, Britain's most dangerous criminal. Charles Bronson? Charles Manson. Prince Charles. Anyway, they've all murdered their wives. Comedy. Got married last year, whilst in prison doing a life sentence. There are always women that are attracted to barbaric men, and vice versa. Rihanna and Chris Brown, Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee, Richard and Judy. And you know what? She wants to come back now. I think we should let her back. And she was 15 at the time, you know. The thing is, she ain't got a passport anymore because Sajid Javid revoked her passport. You know, this government, they are terrible, you know. I mean, I know it's all run by my lot, but the thing is, they're all coconuts. I don't know if you know this term, coconut. It's a racist term that only I can use. It's a term used by brown people about other brown people who are not seen to be helping the cause of brown people. Sajid Javid is fat, jolly and bold, which is even more disturbing because he actually looks like a coconut. I do think this country is turning into India, you know. We've got an Indian Prime Minister, there's more beggars on the streets than ever before, and last week the trains were so packed, I had to sit on the roof. The problem is with young people nowadays, though, not just Shamima Begum and all these people that do stupid things. You know what? They're so repressed these days, the young kids. You know, they don't. A lot of them, like Shamima Begum, people like that. I mean, they don't drink. They don't go out. They don't have a good time. I mean, does everybody drink in here? Everybody drink? Yeah. So everybody drink. Anybody that doesn't drink? We have anybody that doesn't drink? You two ladies here at the end, husband and wife. Sorry. I do apologise, it's the lights. Well, however you identify, you're most welcome. Why don't you drink? Did you used to be an alcoholic? Did you? Personal choice? What about you, sir?
To be alcoholic.
You used to be an alcoholic. You abused your privileges, yeah? The thing is, people don't drink because, you know, they used to be alcoholics, or they don't like the taste of it, or personal choice, you know. I mean, I don't drink myself. I've never drunk alcohol in my life, you know, because it's against my religion. What isn't? But I have taken it up the arse a couple of times. It's a joke, it's a joke. I only did it once and I wasn't the least participant. Anyway, everybody, you've been a great audience. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I really feel we've learned a lot in this section, everyone. So there's a lot to digest. So have a 20-minute break. We've got two great acts coming up for you. But one more time for both our acts.